Shout out to the God Turk, Supreme Clientele Radio. Diablo, SR the General, full blast the beat God. Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs, Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs. Shout out the 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 Graff Champs. Welcome, tune in to Graff Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the Graff Champs. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways catching wreck. SR the General, he be going crazy, bro, from his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those. Peace. Whether they family or they were friend or foe. Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, Graff Champs to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry. Never. Chancing the odds of getting up, prepared to rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the life, share the life. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope from the start up to the end. To the end. Let's show him love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. We Graff Champs. We out.
Oh, here we go.
Cool. What up? Trying to figure this out, man. I'm not a technical guru and shit.
So me and you in the same boat, bro. Yo. Okay, man. Yo, salute to you, my brother. I'm so happy that we able to do this. Thank you for coming through.
We know each other for a long time, bro. For a long time.
Exactly, man.
Many may not know, but we from the same hood. We grew up together, same era. Goods and bad.
That's cool.
Real life sandbox shit. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Yo, and this is the weirdest shit, bro. Like the universe was working against me. Will they didn't want this shit to happen, nigga. My phone broke. I lost the Graff Champs song. All types of shit happened. I just got it together right at the last second, bro. It was like crazy. I don't know what the fuck. The devil was working crazy today, my nigga.
And listen, I was all over the place. It was just, at one point I was gonna do this shit out of my car. I had my lady with me. I said, you're going to have to hold the phone for me. We're going to have to figure this out, but we was able to make it happen.
All right, so yo, for the supporters that's watching, salute. Thank you for joining in. We have the man himself, SKUF YKK, and the reason we even want you on Graff Champs is because, you know, besides what everybody, you one of them niggas, bro. You already know you're legendary throwy, legendary bombing, legendary crew, top notch. You know, arguably the best. You know what I'm saying? It could be brought up in any conversation. YKK, your crew separately, however you want to do it, could be in any conversation. You're one of them niggas. So we really salute and we appreciate all the dedication that y'all all put into our culture. Waves, you fucking created waves that the next nigga, you know, gave the next nigga promise and hope to come up and just that hope that they could be as dope as these niggas one day, you know what I'm saying? And we really fucking salute you, my nigga.
And I appreciate that. You're making me blush.
You already know what it is, but we got to let the fans, you know, just in case, whoever's watching.
This is also special to me because this is a home team. I'm from here. Well, when I see this, your show, I think of home team. I think of Bushwick and North Brooklyn and like where we from, and you know, and from the era. So it's important that if I do something like this, it'll be back, you know, back home with my peoples. You know what I mean?
Yo, bro, and yes, it's like it's full circle. Home team, my nigga. Yo, in Graff Champs fashion, we're just gonna start from the straight beginning, my bro. What even got SKUF YKK into graffiti? What was the first? Do you remember?
Man, it's not like a thing where I decided like this is what I want to do, write graffiti and other. Cause I'm the youngest out of all my siblings, and you know, because you're from my neighborhood, I come from a big ass family. in Bushwick. So my older cousins all wrote graffiti. The Bushwick BMF crew that was affiliated with MOPUF. A lot of the guys here that are from Bushwick, the older dudes, heard of them, and I was like the little one, like the runt. So it was like my brother was 10 years older than me. He was a breakdancer, and he used to breakdance with FN GTF. I always remember this because he always would stop.
Sharpton.
Yeah, yep. So mind you, they 10 years older than me. So I grew up, when they 18, I'm 8 years old. When they 19, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. So it's basically that shit was brought to me. And yeah, I live right under the J line on Green Avenue. So when I would walk to Broadway, I would see the trains. Like before they left, I would see the train bomb, and I would hear them talk about Graff, like my brother's friends and shit. And my brother used to watch me, that he would take me on the train, and we would go to the Lower East Side because the breakdance crew was like Bushwick, Williamsburg, and the Lower East Side, like J line. We would take the train with them, and they would have these conversations and point out like OE or OS 13, P13 and all that. So I grew up seeing that. And I don't know, I didn't decide, man. I really like, it was chosen for me because I couldn't break dance, but I was a little creative. So, you know what I mean? Like it worked out.
So what years is this?
Ooh, we talking about the 80s, like I would say like 84, maybe like the early 80s. I was already with a tag in school and writing in school, but that's not getting like bombing. But I understood it. I understood it way more than anybody my age in my side of town. I'm sure there were others that had the same experience because graffiti was on the train. So we were growing up, like our era was growing up seeing this, like ingesting this. You know what I mean? So I don't know if the era after us was able to see that. That was some wild shit, like stepping into the train and the shit be destroyed from the outside and inside. That's what we grew up on. By the time we became teenagers, they took the trains away from us. And that's why we took that energy and we moved it to the streets. Like the streets were bombed a little bit. Like we got to give it up to Easy, Josh 5. Blessed, we have to give it up because those are the ones who showed us the blueprint. Right. And then like when we were old enough to move around, that's when we kind of like went buck wild and started bombing the streets like the shit we seen in the trains when we were little kids. You know what I mean? Like we took it there.
So when we was little, when we was young, and you was roaming around Bushwick and all that shit, because there's for the supporters that don't know, Bushwick has bred some of the greatest writers, in my fucking opinion. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So we come from a special place. That's how I feel in my heart. Like this place pumps out fucking talent, my nigga. So who did you like recognize? Anybody else besides your family and shit?
Oh, hell yeah. First and foremost, Deck Vic Crew was my ultimate like influence. Like that was the dude I grew up seeing. And a lot of it was by location and the amount of work that he put in. So to me, it was Deck Vic Crew. Of course, we got KA, TKA, TKK. Those were the two dudes. But I also remember like the throw up guys, like even younger. I'm talking about like in middle school, like Dorf, DF throw ups, like the skinny cap shit.
Rest in peace, Dorf.
Yeah, and even KP. I actually got to meet KP about 2 weeks ago. I met KP about 2 weeks ago, but KP, like those type of throw ups, man. I think we come from the throw up Gold Coast, and we can't forget PFism, Rec. MSD, these dudes were the dudes we grew up. We got to see a lot of dope shit, and those were the dudes that I saw like influenced me while I was coming up. And
but you meant PG-ism.
No, it was a PF-ism.
Oh,
that I grew up.
Yeah, all right. No, because I thought you meant PG. Yeah, of course.
Who was all of our mentor. And I learned a lot of like apprenticeship from him. Like he was able to teach a lot, and that's the same type of shit I do. I try to do to niggas that come under me. That I don't know if that's something that that's missing in this game, but apprenticeship is something very important, like style being handed down, or even if or helping or just giving ideas. Eventually they get their own style. But we PG, rest in peace. That was one of my mentors. It was all of us. We were in the street with him, fucking with him heavy at his time, but he had a lot of circles of his own.
Yeah, you absolutely right when you say that mentorism is important, especially in Graff when it comes to the styles and just knowing the rules and all of that shit. And your history, you know what I'm saying? So Stack FUA was one of my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's how we met.
Through Stack.
I went to your crib in T-Cow when we were kids. I remember. You probably don't remember, but I remember.
Yeah, Stack, bro. That nigga, salute to Stack. And my nigga Pima BH.
Oh, yeah.
Pima BH.
Of course. Pima. So damn, you bring it like right to the nucleus. Gumby was a big influence. Tech MOB. Like you want to go like right to the core.
Yes.
Even SCS. YO.
Salute to SCS and Show MSD. Rest in peace.
The whole MSD crew. IM, Smug, all the GA. How we forget GA? I grew up on GA. I actually went to school with his brother. What the hell his brother used to write? His brother went to
Rad
in middle school. Yeah, we were middle school together. And who else? And we can't forget, because I'm from the dark side. You was from the light side. So I was borderline in Bed-Stuy. You was borderline in Ridgewood. So we cannot forget, of course, Fuck Crew, who was one of the major big influences on my side. LC, rest in peace. Byron, who's my homie to this day. Chael,
I seen him a few days ago. Chael SMG. Yes, yeah.
These are dudes that I came up under. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like SKUF just popped up out of nowhere. You digging deep, because these are people who helped me become the writer that I am today. And Checo, rest in peace, was the first one to take me out the neighborhood. Checo CDS. Yeah.
That's crazy. I bombed one time with Checo. I was honored to bomb one time with Checo because of Spot. It was me, Spot, SCS, and Checo, bro.
Yeah, you used to bomb with Spot. I remember that.
Yeah, he was one of my first bombing partners. WSA, hell yeah, all of that. Yo, Bushwick has some niggas, bro. Bushwick has some niggas and shit. So all right. So now, boom. How did you come up? What's good, Lee? How did you? What was your first tag? What was your first tag?
All right, my first tag. We're talking about elementary school. My first tag was kid spin, because I thought I could do a backspin. So that was
break that and shit.
So then by the time I got to like my last year elementary school, for some reason I liked the letters AG, and then through all the middle school I wrote cast BMF.
That's how I met you, when you wrote cast.
Yep. So I wrote that until my first, like when I was going to my first year of high school, and then that's when Stack FUA gave me the tag SKUF. And SKUF was a piecing name for web.
Wait. Don't skip over that fact. Hold on. Yeah. You're saying Stack FUA gave you the name SKUF.
Yes.
Because I always wondered that. Because, all right, nobody knows how they're looked at because you're you, so you don't know. SKUF, just the way the tag sounds, that's one of the dopest fucking tags, my nigga. SKUF.
Art imitates life, though. I can tell you that.
Yo, I feel you, bro. You got the SKUFs to prove it. Yo, no, I always wondered that. How the fuck did this nigga get that tag?
Yeah, so it used to be one of Webolium's backup piecing tags, Webolium Chaos Inc. So Stack.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah. SKUF, it was Webolium's backup piecing tag.
One of his, because this guy is like a genius, right? He got a bunch of names that he used to do his thing. So the name has a little history. You know, I did not birth this name. This name was given to me. You know, I think I did a good job with it though.
So phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right, so now you got the tag SKUF. Boom. Off top. What's up, my nigga? Off top, how did you get did the throwy come with it, or you started with your hand style first? What was it?
No, it was the hand style. The throw up. I tried a lot of different throw ups, but who helped me a lot with my throw up was actually from Queens, Ruin BD, who was Clark Tien's partner. You know, you remember that I was bombing with Ench a lot, really hard. So we all went to high school together, to Art and Design High School. So I used to go to 7 Line with them. And then Ruin helped me out with my throw up. But my throw up has a lot of influences because OE was my major influence. And I also see he has a lot of influence. And even that, rest in peace, like the E throw up like that. So I just kind of changed it to an F, right? So that's where that came from. Ruin helped me like connect a little line in the bottom of my S to make it like a beaver's tail. The K, that's Deck Vicru. And you know what? Dual MCI was a major influence. So that's kind of the U. And I was able to like get style out of it. But that's the real truth. Like you know, I don't think I did my homework and I saw what I liked and worked. You know what I mean? Eventually it morphed into my own thing, but these are dudes that and of course Vifa, my man back here, Vifa was come on, in the 90s, he was the king of the streets.
Facts. So now you come up with a throwy. Honestly, when you first started doing your throwy, and it was like more. You see, now it's just took on a life of its own. I think it was more uniform.
Huh?
Yeah, it has a lot of movement right now. Your shit used to be more uniform.
Yeah.
Like, and I used to love that shit, bro.
You know, like I feel like throw ups, right? Each year changes like a car model. For me, that's my theory. That's how my you know what I mean? Like. You like the 03 editions. Those are nice. I may have those for sale one day for you. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yo, I feel you. My nigga Jep one time told me that shit. I was like, oh, you should do this. And he was like, nigga, I'll never change my throwy. Yo, like a couple of months after that, the nigga stopped doing the thing in the P. Then he fucking, like, he changed it all up. Like, you're right. Everybody's shit does more.
It changes a little bit. It's a new edition, but the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, so right now we're in the 23 edition SKUFs.
So what's your favorite edition? The latest?
I like, I don't know. I wish I could sometimes change the whole thing, right? The whole entire thing. And then I pull it back. I like dope ass different style shit. Like I love throw-ups, dog. I doodle all day at work. Like when I'm work, I'm doodling, drawing all day. So I've changed them up, but then it becomes like a thing where it's like that's your logo. You know what I mean? That's like the golden arch and shit, right? So you wanna kind of keep the same thing. So even if people see it from a mile away, if they don't see it close up, I know what that is.
My nigga, damn. It's just monumental, but I think the uniform one was the best one. It's like the Noxer shit. The Noxer shit that he does now is but like the 95, 96 bubbly NO shit with the face, that shit was the fire shit. You know what I'm saying? To me. And the survey shit too.
I may have to do a survey. Actually, well, when I went to Colombia, I brought that one back because the guys in Colombia was telling me the same thing. So I may have to do a survey.
Nah, because niggas be telling me sometimes, I like the Ghost Monster old school SR better than the bubble shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like older nniggas, like our age, they like the old one more than the regular bubble letter shit. And
the little thing in the back like that.
Yeah. And so now we have to have this is the obvious question. Where we're like, how did you and Kez meet how did y'all niggas even?
Kez, rest in peace. He put me on. There would be no SKUF if it wasn't for Kez. No matter what, that's just the plain truth. He was light years ahead. We all came at the same era, but he was bombing and he was doing shit on a whole other level. I don't think we were even understanding that yet. You know what I mean? Like to the point where people kind of hated on him, even though he was kind of a antagonizer himself. You know, but his body of work, it cannot be undisputed, bro. So we met in art and design high school. Me and Knox started high school together. He was like 2 grades higher than us. And we met him in school, and we got cool with him in school because he used to take the train back from art and design high school, the same direction, and he was from the hood. So then, you know, we became cool. He was in the street a lot, and I was always in the street, real young in the street. So we became cool, and we started, you know, bombing. And we were like really young. I'm talking about I was 14 years old and already going off city. Actually, a lot of us were, because there was no internet like that. There was no social media. There was no really reason to stay home. And it was in a time where, like, it was a crack era. Everybody's parents were smoking crack. The kids were in the street. You know, like Lords of the Flies. We were really in the street. It was a whole other shit. So we were outside bombing. We were really, you know, I hear people say we outside. Nah, bro. We was really outside at a young age, you know?
That's a fact. Outside was different back then.
Outside a lot. We took the same train ride, and he is the founder. He is the president of YKK. Kez fought a lot of demons. He ended up being incarcerated for a while, and then everybody just turned to me like, "Yo, you the president now." It was not a thing that I was like, "Oh, I'm the vice president," or whatever. Eventually, I just took that role because he was gone for a while.
All right, so now, boom, y'all niggas start bombing together, whatever. And from the beginning, did you have it? Because I feel like y'all niggas hit shit systematically. I hit like a lot of the fame shit, you know what I'm saying? Or the 7 line is one of the first things. The J line, where you're from. Those are very 2 important fucking lines off the rip. So was that like your plan from the beginning? All right, we're gonna kill the whole entire J until we have that shit on lockdown, and then we're gonna move on to this, that. How was the mindset of bombing?
I think Kez was more advanced and mature when it came to like, this is what he wanted to hit for whatever reason. At the time, I was just satisfied knowing that I'm taking the J school to the city, and then after school, I'm taking the 7 train to go hang out in Queens, and I was seeing my shit, you know. But I think Kez had more. I was just kind of like following him in the early stages until like I kind of picked it up, and I'm like, when he was gone, this is what I was doing. But it was more like, even though he was just 3 years older than me, at that time when somebody's 14 and somebody else is 17, is like a big, you know,
that's big difference.
I was following him around, and I really was learning from him. He kind of had the blueprint, but again, who do we learn all this shit from? We learned it from the writers before us. You know what I mean? The Easies, the Jaws, and dudes that had a blueprint. You know, so we just wanted to change it around. And then I just, all of Risk Crew was like our major influences too, because the stations ran after the trains were gone. And like Risk Crew had that shit on smash with style. It wasn't just about getting up, just putting style in your throw ups and shit.
So when the trains were still rocking and you was young, you wanted to rock trains? Did you was like, oh shit, I want to fucking rock trains?
Yeah, I've done clean trains before. It's not my cup of tea. I ended up getting jammed up for that. That's really what ended up my career in New York City with Vander's Clark. That ain't really my thing, but I think every writer that bombs wants a piece of that, just to say that I did it. You know?
I wanted that shit badly, my nigga, when I was young, and then when I got old enough like to be out and do it, it was gone. So I was fuck.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? I didn't get to do that shit.
But I mean, Risk Crew was doing the clean train movement that to the point where when I was going to school, I would see their clean trains running. And I see like a lot of foreigners coming by and doing that now. You know what I mean? Like, I guess they do it for the flicks or whatever. It's a little different now because they could document it and send it into space, into social media, and then they're getting back the same feedback that took us a lot longer to get. You know, like that's that ego boost, right? That, oh, this person saw this, but it took us a while to get that back. Now it's like, took a picture, put it on the internet, everybody saw it.
Word. So now you and Kez, y'all niggas is young, or just you per se, y'all niggas is young, you're bombing, you're hitting spots, you say you're seeing your shit. Was there a point where you felt like, nah, I gotta do more than this? Because, you know what I'm saying? What did it become like, I got this already, so now I gotta do this and the next shit and the next shit?
Nah, it was no finish line because we had a lot of war, so that took a lot of my energy too. Because it was like, oh damn, they went over here. I want to go back and kill the whole crew. I don't care if it's just you who went over me. The whole crew get it.
So was there a certain point where you felt like you got the prop, like you know what I'm saying, like the props that you wanted to get out of it? You know what I'm saying, or people to. I'm such a humble dude that I don't do it to receive, like, yes, I am king, I am this, that, and the other. I can't tell that. A person can't tell themselves that they're king. The public has to decide that. I don't know if this is where you're leading to, or was it that I felt satisfied with the amount of work that I did, or I reached I never felt satisfied, and I think that's the curse of the lifer in this game. I'm not active, but I'm still trying to dissect this culture to the fullest. And I think that's what has kept me relevant. And I think that's what's going to keep you relevant too, that you're giving back. You're doing things like this to allow these conversations to happen. But I will never be satisfied to this because I still want to crack the case of why the fuck that I spent so many years doing this shit. You know what I mean? So until I crack that case, I will never be satisfied. All right, so now look, boom, the early 90s, bro. To me, the 90s is the best fucking era. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We could argue it a million times because I'm from there. I'm biased. I don't care. The 90s, bro, had the dopest everything, my nigga. I think the dopest fucking writers, the illest fucking tag teams, all the dope shit even the wars, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And we don't talk about really like beef and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I am a 90s writer. I am from the 90s. The 90s made me. But I cannot be selfish and say that my era was the best of the best. Only what made me at a young age, I said that I would never say this. When we came on the scene and the train writers were talking that shit about us. Yeah. If you're creative, you have to be open to accept things that come before you and things that are going to come after you. So I cannot be selfish and say that we were the best. We have qualities that I feel are the best, but there's people that came after us that they doing some fly shit. And once I've been traveling and seeing the world, there's other motherfuckers out there that are killing shit, bro. And seeing this culture in another light. Once you start seeing others, and it's so much bigger than us. Yes, we planted the seed of New York City, but our baby grown. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
so now niggas, it's not even about going on city. Niggas got countries on lock and shit like that. Imagine that shit was in the 90s like that, my nigga. Niggas is, yo, you have beef with this nigga, you met him in Costa Rica, you bumped into the nigga in fucking El Salvador bombing.
Though, but we didn't have social media to document it because 156 was traveling. I'm looking down right now, see 156 and them was traveling. Wayne was traveling. It was a lot of dudes that were traveling. Like when these dudes were a little older, I've been able to travel with them a couple of times, and they're bombing wherever they go. So this has been happening for a long time. Is that we haven't been getting the quick feedback because we got social media now. You know what I mean? It's like you do something anywhere on the rock, and then it's like, hey, look, I did this. But I mean, this is how we got known worldwide, because of these dudes that came before us that started traveling and bombing.
So during your run, your personal run, did you do you have like a favorite year? Like, yo, this was my year that I destroyed shit, nigga.
I think it's tough. It was a lot of different eras, and I had a lot of partnerships with a lot of different writers. But I think the time that I bombed with Foe was maybe my personal peak, even though I also had the time when I bombed with Kez. But I always felt that at the time that I bombed with Kez, right? Even though a lot of people may have seen us as a partnership, but I was really kind of under his shadow because he was showing me the ropes. You know, even though, you know, I was doing my thing. I think when I bombed with Foe, like the late 90s to the early 2000s may have been my peak, because I think a lot of us from the 90s kind of started dying down, and I still running with it. So it was like I was kind of carrying the flag by myself at that time. So I think that's when I stood out the most.
Yeah, that's a fact, my nigga. Then in the 2000s and shit, like I didn't even bomb after that, my nigga, for a long time.
Only dude from the 90s like going in, because there was a whole other era coming after us. I was having wars with fucking RD. This guy never stopped ever. Like, you know, and a lot of the dudes that I was going over stopped. So it was like, did I win? Did I win? Because these guys are not writing anymore. You know. And
yo, when did that start?
Close friends that had beef with, that we shed blood, like we fought, like real beef, man, like, and then I become cool with these dudes. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I would say maybe the later 90s to the early 2000s was my time on the stage alone.
When
Tough time.
When do you think all the hate just started? Why? Like, when do you, because, yo, you've been warring for fucking years, nigga. You're like Roberto Duran, nigga.
Came in with this bullshit. Look, Jay-Z said, you are who you are when you got here. Listen, I come from hard times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I brought my life into this. You know, I come from a home where it was abusive shit going on in my house. Where it was drugs in my home. It was a lot. So graffiti was my escape. I already had I was going to punch you in your face if it was graffiti or not. You know, that was the break, the mentality that I had at the time. I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I saw. So it was like, oh, you went over, this name means so much to me. You know, like this is my escape. You went over this, that like it was personal. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, and then in my mind, I'm like, yo, I gotta beat you up and everybody that you write with, because if y'all catch me, y'all all gonna jump me. So I might as well just go over the whole team. Like, so I think that's what a lot of beef where Kez was whatever. He started a lot of shit too. He was with whatever. You know, so we had a team of dudes that was with whatever. And we were able to last the test of time, because we went to war with everyone. With everyone. And each team member had so much pain and had their own thing going on. You know, it was like you going over dudes that got an endless supply of paint. Like who's gonna win?
How did you link? Was that a strategic move too? Not every single person that's down with this crew is gonna be some top notch nigga that fucking just, you know, does. Was that like strategic? No,
it wasn't strategic. It's a lot of dudes that are from the hood, that are YKK, that are not writers. They grew up with us. You know?
But I mean, like the core main niggas, like, even, you know, in the 90s, if you said YKK, you know, SKUF, Spot, Kez, Napster.
We were blessed to have a crew of kings. Everybody was their own king, their own style, their own shit. They brought their own swag to this, their own style of bombing, their own thing. Knox was creative his way. Spot was doing his thing. Everybody did their own thing. Foe did his own thing. Clark did his own thing. Everybody was already a hit maker on their own, you know. So it was just like when we got together, and of course somebody wrote Jay. Jay was one of the dudes who put us on, you know what I mean? We under that umbrella.
How did that happen?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, we was going uptown to 116. We were going uptown to 116 to get some Crazy Eddie at a young age, and we just bumped into him, and he was also getting some Crazy Eddie, and we just got cool and we started bombing together, and we was already doing our own little thing on our side, so it was just like we started bombing. Plus, like Stack was already connected to these people, Stack FUA. So Stack kind of like bridged a lot for us. You know, it was kind of like the cheat code.
Hell yeah.
Stack co-signed you. You guys are good with us. You know what I mean? Like,
where niggas is throwing all types of names in the comments and shit. Yeah, rest in peace, Asp, and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Asp was also somebody we never really bombed ever, but Asp was my friend, bro. That was my dude. Rest in peace, his son Zexer. You know, his mother was my friend, so I knew his mother. His mother actually knew me. My uncle was the super of their building when they was kids, lived on my block. So my relationship with Zexer and Asp was a lot, had nothing to do with graffiti. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just like neighborhood stuff.
So, yo, in the 90s and shit, when niggas was bombing hard and just wilding outside and shit, I feel like a lot of niggas from our hood, they hated on you. They hated, you know, y'all niggas got hated on from niggas in the hood. Cause I got hated on by a lot of niggas in the hood too and shit. And
yeah, like, friction. We had our friction. The elephant in the room. We had our friction, and I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yo, because I was like, and I don't want to speak for you, but just my thought. I think that we were more like, it's about us, right? Together, my crew, my people. I could give a fuck about anybody else, right? And you were more sociable. You were willing to bring these people from outside into the hood and be cool with them, and we were not with that. So I think that's where our real collision started, right? I was like, yo, this nigga just opening the door for these niggas to come over here, and we was not with that. You know, we were very personal with it. Like, nah, this is us. This whatever. And I think that's what, because we were all cool, all of us in the beginning when we were kids trying to figure out who we were, and I think that's where some of the like frictions started or whatever. And then we grew up, and then we saw each other, laugh about it. I think, what the fuck? Shit was kid shit, you know what I mean? But I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's when I look back, I'm like, because all of us had egos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Ego shit, and you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I don't know, niggas talking shit basically, you know, niggas saying this, saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, there was no internet, so niggas, you say one thing, it gets across the fucking whole shit, and by the time it gets to the other side, it's all different, you know what I mean?
And we had a lot of dudes that were down with you guys and with us. We had like YR, Fez, Crash, we could go down the whole, because we were from the same neighborhood. We were from the same town. You know what I mean? So it was like, I don't know, it was just weird. But whatever.
Word. Shout out to my nigga Everett too. Shout out Vice, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Salute Gumby, I see you. Word. All the niggas that you mentioned. Gumby UF, he was an important part of the whole Bushwick too, my nigga.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with Audi U5 too. I used to like his hand style a lot. Audi U5, that shit was dope.
Yeah,
he had a unique Audi
fan too, a U5 fan. I grew up on those dudes. Shout out to Nuke. I see you, ZW. Was on both sides. That's my brother. To this day.
Word. So now I gotta start picking your graffiti brain. I gotta ask you the hard questions, bro.
I'm honest.
You ready? Give me your top 10 favorite throwies of all time. Just your favorites. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite throwie of all time? Wait. Let me number the paper. Hold on.
Tough, man. You making me say 10. That's tough. But
you think of more than 10. That's fine.
It's not being biased. If I name some of my people, it's not being biased, man. Because we really the shit. just
talk your shit. Nigga, talk your shit.
But
who has the best throw up of all time?
Ghost.
Who?
Ghost Risk Crew. Ghost.
I'm glad you.
OE.
Number 2.
I am a KP fan. I'm a VFR fan.
Of course.
You talk about throw-ups, right? Ochre. I love Ochre shit. His
OKER, right?
Yeah, cartoon stuff, all that, because that's where I thrive to go to the cartoon space with, because damn, let me, and you got me.
That's fine.
Man, you got me, man. Spot, that's my boy, but his throw-ups is crazy. Okay, you got to come on.
PMS. 6.
You putting me on the pressure here, bro.
You got 4 more, nigga.
It's so many. It's gonna be a fucking Brooklyn or one duel. You got to give to. Duel's always clean. SP. How can I forget SP?
Ooh, SP1, baby.
Huh? No.
All right, you got 2 more.
2 more. God, man, this is tough. Stack FUA, dog.
One more, your last one.
I'm gonna say 2 of people that both have passed away. If we could combine them, equally, it would be Kez and VE.
I'm not mad at that at all. All right, so this is your list right here. Ghost. All right, we got to talk about this real quick. Ghost. What is, to you, in your opinion, what is so dope and classic about his throw up?
He broke every rule to, like, how you were saying uniform and this and other. And when you say, because you're a very neat motherfucker, right? So I'm also like a graffiti forensic fucking psychologist out this bitch, right? But I know your style. You're fucking very neat, and shit got to be straight, and shit got to be like, you're a fucking OCD, right? I'm the opposite. I'm more like movement and flow, like that. That's my world, right? So Ghost was so, like, he didn't. Was totally against uniform. You like he was just, his flow, his movement. He broke the rules. Like, if you would see him bomb, he would hit shit that shouldn't be there, but it's there. Like, and make it look good. Like, you know what I mean. So that's what did it for me.
Ghost, man, one of the greatest. OE, definitely. Yo, I used to think that was an OS.
Yep.
When I was young.
Me too.
One of the greatest. Then KP, and I'm glad that you said Dorf, my nigga, because I be bigging that nigga up all the time. KP and Dorf had a throwy right in the corner of my block when I was little, and I used to see that shit all the time. Walking to school every day, I could see that shit out my window, and those were the sickest letters I ever seen.
Dope. Damn, man, I'm forgetting KA, man. KA, man, you're definitely there. I can put you on the list, but I grew up on that shit, bro.
Definitely, yeah, it's too many to name, definitely. But KA is definitely one of my first influences and shit. KA is one of the dopest. All right, now what about street bombers of all time? Who's the illest, craziest writers? 10. You got 10. Who's your favorite fucking writer, nigga?
My favorite writer?
Yeah. Besides yourself.
My favorite writer, I am a Kes 5 fan to this day. Even though we had partnerships with Taylor Group, I was also a fan of his. So I would say that. I think somebody that's super underrated is, and has lasted the test of time, is Dink PBS. That is definitely He's my big homie, but he's been here forever, bro. And a lot of people don't venture to the tough, hard hoods he's fucking demolished. So
yeah.
You know, a lot of these social media folks won't get it when I say that.
How did you meet Dink? Yo, Dink is one of the he's what I agree 100%. Super underrated, crazy dope.
Hell yeah. And he's a big homie. He's been around forever. He's actually related to Noxer. So he would, and I grew up with Nox, so that was his bigger cousin. So that's how we became cool. Well, not to do graffiti. That's another thing. Not to do graffiti. Knew the guy forever till we got older, and then we bombed with him.
Yeah, that's a fire link up because Dink,
underrated. He
don't get the props he deserves. Definitely dope.
Obviously, I mentioned them many times throughout this. Easy and Josh 5. I would consider them one in one group if I could.
Yeah, that's what I do.
TK, Chino, Vifer, of course. You know, I used to like Bio too when they did their bombing.
Bio and Brim Bio.
Yeah. Remember when they were beats?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna just start naming names, man. Don't even keep a list. Look, Chad, Louis 167, Hazo, fucking, and even my dog knows he's barking back here. If we want to go to the hoods, we gotta say Traz, fucking Just, and even Remo that I had beef with this guy for years. That motherfucker got up and he bombed. Fubs. Even though I had drama with him, I don't know where we at right now.
Wow.
Yo, and Doom and dudes from that side. It's the truth. On fucking Netta, Dro, these dudes did they fucking thing and stopped it and came back. We take it uptown. Rhino, EAD, even though I had beef with these dudes, my nigga Song, these dudes, we had major beef with them, but we became cool because we the same motherfuckers. BRT, Kuski, and these dudes up there, like it was a lot of dudes bombing, right? And trying to go like through the borough. We cannot forget Gano, VGL. He laid it down from out of Staten Island. Here's some engineer, of course.
That's crazy.
I feel like I left so many people out, but just to name like bombers.
Yeah, you named a bunch, my nigga.
Ket, my brother Ket. And then right now, guys that I see now active, Deck 2DX, Panic, Sirs, Scam, cannot forget my brothers, the whole KGK crew, Mr. And the most up motherfucker in Mean Streaks ever in history, gotta be put. My man is up like international everywhere. Bomber, ZB, A1s, so many names.
ZB, yo, salute to ZB and A1s, kid.
Yeah, Spray. Somebody mentioned Spray. Absolutely. Spray is fucking up, that kid, man. That kid is up. When I went to Colombia, he bombed Bogota. Like he was up out there. I was like, yo, this motherfucker from here? What's going on? A big shout out to Colombia era VSK crew. You guys are killing it. Big shout out to London. the big bad Ochre GSD crew. We go on forever, man. Shout out to everybody in Puerto Rico laying it down. Oh yeah, Ansel. How can I forget the kid Ansel? The motherfucking kid is up.
It's everywhere. It's ridiculous.
What's up? You gotta give it to him. Even Goog, my nigga Goog. Like so these are people I just, I have to name the people that have come after us. You know what I mean? And right now, the younger kids, the LNE crew, like Rebo, MT, the kid Tucker, get well soon. It's a lot of dudes, man. Like this. It's not ours. We share this culture. So we can't look down on the dudes after us. You got to appreciate everything they do, because they're the ones that's gonna move it on to the next generation.
Word. Like you said, like the next niggas take it to the next level and shit. Now these niggas, everything is mad high on the side of buildings, ill crazy spots, climbing on top of everything.
Yeah, I'm a land animal. I'm good. I get over them fucking ladders. I'm breaking that shit, my big ass.
So tell me a crazy bombing story, my nigga. What's one of your craziest bombing stories?
Man, I don't. Well, all right, and both of them, rest in peace. Both of them actually died. I remember Woodside, Queens, Bruce. Rest in peace. I forgot to mention Bruce because he definitely laid it down, and MQ too. Can't forget MQ. Bruce and Kez were cool at this time. They had like a love-hate relationship for many years, but at this time they were cool, right? so we did the rooftop in Woodside with a 7 train and the LIR meet, and we found like some big ass ladder, and I was the run. I was a little guy. I'm holding up the ladder for these motherfuckers. They doing some high throws and police come, and this guy Kez slides down the ladder and throws the ladder off the roof on top of the freaking cop car. Don't know what was the rationale behind that, but let me tell you, the whole goddamn precinct was out there looking for us. I think Bruce maybe got locked up that day. I think so. Somehow I jumped off the roof, landed in the LIR tracks, ran across the LIR tracks, and I hid behind a bush in the tracks for like 5 hours till the sun came up, and I got away. But I think Bruce got locked up for that, and then that caused another friction between Kez and Bruce behind that. But that was a pretty crazy story. We had a bunch of crazy nights, man. Getting locked up, going to Central Booking, coming out, bumping into people at Central Booking. We had beef, all type of crazy stuff, man.
What was the crazy? Did you ever run into like a big ill crazy, like an old school rider when you was bombing or something? Like you was like, oh shit! Like who was the craziest person you ever bumped into?
Bombing? I mean, we bumped into Jay when we were kids, and then we became friends. But nobody that I was impressed by, like, you know what I mean, like that I ever bumped into. Actually, the only one that was just recently when I bumped into KP doing the filling. I'm like, what the hell is the old guy like still? You know what I mean? So I was kind of happy like to meet somebody I looked up to.
Yeah, that's dope, KP, bro. All right, so now, boom, the 90s is going by. You're warring with everybody. You're fucking at the end. You feel like you said, everybody's fading out by the 2000s. You're basically winning because you kept it on going and shit. Now State Your Name comes out, bro. You do State Your Name. State Your Name comes out, and that shit like fucking revolutionizes the fucking Graff game all over again, bro. Tell me about that shit. Like,
yeah,
how the fuck? Yeah, the new Videograph, basically. First of all, how did you watch? We all watched Videograph. We all watched Videograph when we was younger. When you first saw Videograph, was that shit like blow your mind up? Like, holy shit.
Hyped us up to go bombing, right? Like I was like, oh shit. other people do this too, and this is what they do, and these are the names that I see up. You know, I want to do what they do. Like, the shit get you hype. State Your Name was never, again, to compete with anybody. We were just documenting what we knew, and it was a void at the time. And actually, it was the time when like Smack DVD came out, and it was like some raw, real shit. And I'm like, you know what? Even though we're writers, a lot of people forget that where we from, and we wanted to remind people, you know, like the raw shit. So we were there, you know, we did these interviews and we dropped it, and it was very successful. And I'm happy we were able to catch that moment in time.
What was your favorite part of State Your Name?
I don't know. It was a lot. I think Kez's interview to me was funny because I interviewed him in a cab that we took from Marcy to the Lower East Side, going over the bridge, and we dipped on that cab. like we were in the cab, we had no money. We got caught up in bombing, and I come out the back. I'm like, yo, I got the camera, bro. Let's do an interview. So we drunk or whatever, and we do an interview in the back of the cab. And Kez, it's funny, right? The window's going up, and I'm like, yo, I can't hear you. Kez, raise the window, right? He raises the window. He goes, well, we're making this VIP right here. So eventually we got to the Lower East Side. We told the cab to stop, and we dipped on the cab. So to me, that was funny. The part with Big Body Best when they wilding out, jumping on top of cabs and all this crazy stuff, that was funny, you know. And it was just real. I mean, this is what these motherfuckers was really doing. It was nothing fake about it.
Yo, that shit was crazy. The first time I saw State Your Name, nigga, we was hyped. Like, holy shit, a fucking Graff video with like a new, you know, video graph, basically. It was like, holy shit. The first time I saw it, nigga, I was like, holy shit.
It was funny. J.A. shit was funny. It was a lot of good parts of State Your Name. We've been working for a while on dropping part 2, but, you know, we're older. We have a lot of shit going on. We need to get more current stuff. As you can see, I don't like to leave out what's happening now, and I got to give them whoever's here their props. So it's a little longer than I expected, but we had to drop it for many years because of legal shit. But we back. So now. Y'all niggas stops doing Graff and shit. Y'all slow down and shit. You get into the galleries and the more, you know, the artistic side of it. How did that happen? Well, I don't know if it's really artistic. I just was able, like, right when I came home in 96, I went to college and I got a degree in visual art. And I kind of use everything that I learned from Graff, the creative side of it, and I took it with me wherever I went. You know, in the art field and whatever I do, font design, marketing, whatever. But one of the first dudes that reached out to us was Hugo Martinez, and he showed us a lot of ropes and was like one of the first dudes to tell us, hey, you guys are actually artists. You guys are not vandals. And it took a while for that to resonate because we were so used to just being vandals that we didn't really understand what the fuck this dude talking about, bro. We ain't artists. And then years later, we're like, holy shit, we kind of were artists, right? And so I've taken that energy everywhere. I've done a lot of stuff in the back end. I've worked at Pratt for over 17 years. I've done font designs for Def Jam, MTV, consulting, so many shit, bro.
What about work? I'm doing the OG shit with Fab.
I've done in the back end.
What about that OG shit with Fab? Talk about that. How did you link with Fab?
Well, you know, we went to high school together to art and design. We all went. I mean, that was like my man in art and design. or whatever. He was actually my boy Oz's boy and Mouse. RC, I don't remember Mouse. Like he was in their circle, and he just DM'd me. He hit me up. He used to write. He knew what time it was, and he was looking for fun. And I was very humble that even somebody that's in that stature, would reach out to me and just, boom, here's my number. He gave me a call. We chop it up. And it's funny because people forget, like, once you're a writer, you don't stop looking at this shit. You still understand it. So he's, just like everybody else, just like Fat Joe, people that wrote, they still see that. Like, you don't stop seeing the walls. Like, we're ready. We already got the bug. Ain't no vaccination for this shit.
That's a fact, my nigga. Do you remember your last like run?
Yeah, weeks ago in Colombia.
When did you really like stop? It was what, 2000 and what? It had to be like 2008 or some shit, 5, I don't know, son, 6, what?
I think the legal statute limitation is 7 years for graffiti. So anything after 7 years is when I stop.
That's a fact. Yo, so out of everybody you had war with, who was the most pain in the ass to war with, bro? Who was the biggest pain in your ass?
It had to be the guy in the Bronx, man.
Pause.
Here and Rhino and them, man, these guys used to get under my skin, actually. And I never really let it get under my skin, but that definitely. And it's funny because after we linked up, it was like, no wonder, bro, y'all motherfuckers the same as us. Just from uptown, and we from Brooklyn, but definitely the Bronx. They are non-stop, coming back and back and back. We will go to their neighborhood one night, bomb the whole fucking line, come back the same night, back to our line, and be like, yo, these motherfuckers was just here. They done smashed everything on our line. So I think that was the most respectable and honorable wars that we had up in the Bronx. And then, hey, graffiti, hip-hop and all that, right, supposedly started up in the Bronx. So to say we went to war with y'all motherfuckers, that's a badge of honor for me.
All right, nigga, who got the fucking best riders, Brooklyn or the Bronx, my nigga? Fuck that. Who got the best?
Answer that, man.
No, all right, so tell me this. Who's your top 5 favorite Brooklyn niggas? And then tell me your top 5 favorite Bronx niggas. And I, off camera, when I'm going to...
a different answer to this because they from there, right? And then Brooklyn guys may have a different answer to Brooklyn stuff. So Brooklyn writers, they got to be SKUF, right? They got to be... damn. That's tough. Casio, I used to like Casio a lot.
I just saw a Casio market tag today, nigga, right by fucking IHOP.
Casio, and
fine.
It's tough because I want to say Astro and Fogs, right? I want to say Astro and Fogs. I can't say that they were my favorite, but they definitely gave me a lot of influence. A lot of influence. So it's tough. Matter of fact, let's say Astro and Fox. Let's say them. But that's tough. Audi.
What about Chino?
No, yo, listen, that's my dude, man. So it's hard for me to say names, knowing that a lot of these dudes are my people. Then it's like I come out biased or whatever, but I don't know, man. YKK and YKK affiliates are kind of like, we kind of nice with it, bro. I mean,
talk your shit, nigga. Just say it.
No, I mean, Spot kills shit, man. I think when it comes to bombing, Spot may be really underrated when it comes to the names to these conversations because he put in a lot of work for years, bro. So I named Dink already. Brooklyn, wow, that's tough, man. Definitely Chino, of course. How many I named?
You named 6 already.
So that's more than 5. The Bronx, we
Now we do the X.
got to give it up to Bester.
Ooh, you said Best. Yes.
Best is my all-time favorite graffiti writer, piecer.
Cess?
That CES, yes.
Ooh.
I could sit down and watch him do art for hours, bro. Cess, I am a Hims fan, a Wayne fan as well. You know, let me see.
Wayne.
Wayne, who was in the Bronx? Who was up there in the Bronx? That kid Chase bombed. I remember seeing him up so much. Sabe was one of my favorite. Somebody mentioned Sabe, but even though he was from my era, because he was doing the faces and he was doing tags. And I'm not being politically correct. I mean, I'm not trying to be politically correct at all. But Rhino, that motherfucker, I love his shit. You know, I used to like going over him too, because he just gave me a big ass target all the time. And we can't deny Cope. We can't deny Cope.
Cope is up there, boy. Yeah, Cope. I asked a lot of the everybody on the, I asked them the same shit. Who's the dopest throwaway? Who's your shit? They always say your shit. Always. Like 95% of everyone I asked said you was like in the top 10.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. You got to put out a survey. You got to rate in the story. I appreciate that. Like really. You know, like I don't know if this is like the wrap up part of the thing, but I take pride in trying to be original. You know, it takes a long time to create. It takes a second to bite. You know, and I understand people that are close to each other, same crews, we share styles, we go back and forth, and we evolve. But I take pride in originality, you know, and in style. So to hear that means that like my hard work is paid off.
Now, why wouldn't you think that your shit? You know, you got the, like you said, the fucking blobby shit that just it takes a shape of its own and shit. Niggas be loving shit like that.
Because I'm a student forever. I'm a student forever, and I never feel that I've reached my peak. It's always like I want to learn more. I want to learn more. Those that are close to me know I'm a fucking like and shit. Like I always want to try more and learn more and understand this more and know why the fuck we do this. What's forcing us for years to want to fucking risk our lives to do this shit. Like I'm always pushing for more. So I'm never satisfied. I'm never satisfied. So I'm never going to be satisfied with my style. There's always space to learn and get better.
What was your favorite shit that you ever hit that you was like, yo, I just rocked a feeling right here or something like that? Did you have like a favorite spot?
The one little spot was at the Powerhouse by Marcy train station, going to the Williamsburg Bridge. What I guess like the early 2000s, I was always going back and forth and fixing it, and I kind of had it like a flag, like this is what one of my spots. Until Vandal Squad started waiting for me there, and I was like, this ain't fun anymore. But I think I like that spot because I used to see like Cat and Rich Crew and them hit it, and they were like big influences to me, and for me to be able to conquer that and then hold it down for so many years, that one Power Shack, I think that to me that was one of my favorite spots, because as soon as you come from the J line, you're seeing that, like, you know, welcome to Brooklyn.
What about crews? Who has give me your top 5. What's the top 5 most influential crews in graffiti, in your opinion, in the whole history of graffiti?
history of that I know. For me, bombing wise, it would be Risk Crew to me. Many would say RTW from the era before me, but I'm going to throw RTW in there, even though I didn't get to fully experience that, but I got to be around a lot of people that speak highly of them. I didn't see it. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't experience it. So I would say Risk Crew, YKK. I got to name my own crew, and that's not being cocky or anything, but it is what it is. XTC, of course. How many?
You got one more.
Top Cruise. I don't know, man. I'm not like a big crew buff. Like, did I say 156?
Nah.
You know what? I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say WKS. I trade you at 156 for WKS.
Oh shit! All right, so you said Risk Mob has the illest lineup of niggas. I think it's unbeatable.
We used to talk about that us too, both of us, right? Come on, man. Everybody used to be like, "Yo, they come on," and we wanted that. Like that's what we wanted in a crew, niggas that all had style, right? And I that's what we shot for, you know. Like that's what Risk Crew taught us. You know what I mean?
Now, remember, I came out my building one day and there was a Smith tag right there, right in between my building and shit. Do you remember that shit? There was a Smith tag there.
I think so. I don't remember. Across the street, like low?
It was a low little Smith tag right there, my nigga. And I was like hype.
I used to take the bus there back to my...
I was hyped like, yo, Smith right here, nigga. That was one of my favorite niggas.
He had the bugged out throw up because the M was like in the front. Then
the M was over the S, yeah, over the first letter. Yeah, that's crazy. He's one of the illest, bro. Smith, that whole Risk Mob shit, bro, that shit is so crazy. I love them niggas, be for real. That's a fact. Oh, RFC, oh, yeah. A lot of niggas are saying RFC too.
A lot of people don't even know this is there. I'm going to say real quick. My lady's about to bust me in the head because we got to go somewhere. but a lot of people don't know the history. YKK came out of RFC. We all were in the Ville, chilling, all of us. It was like everybody would hang out downtown, right? And then it's like an internal conflict, an internal beef, and Kez branched off and did his own. Since Kez was from the hood, he was one of you know, my people, I branched off with him. But if there was no RFC, there would be no YKK. So that's a little true Hollywood story.
Word. All right, yo, so before we even get off this, man, and everything, I want to tell you, you already know you my brother for life, my nigga. We've been through mad ups and downs, but always maintain that mutual respect, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, brother, we know each other for a lot of years. And it can't get realer than that. 2 motherfuckers don't fought. We don't had our gripes. Like real fucking sandbox shit. And it's never going to change, my nigga. You already know. We see each other's major love all the time. That's why I'm here. I don't do this. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't have to ask me twice. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to give anybody a shout out before we get off this?
I got to give my shout out to my lady, Inez, that's standing here rushing me like, nigga, we got to go to the restaurant. But look, I just would rather say a lot of rest in pieces, man. A lot of brothers have passed away. Definitely rest in peace to Nep, who put it down for our side of town and was obviously majorly loved. Rest in peace, Kez 5, my brother that I love, but for years, no matter what we've been through personally, and I guess the guys that from our side of town know our own personal shit. I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no SKUF without Kes 5. Rest in peace, Zexter. Rest in peace, Asp. Rest in peace, Rush, who recently passed away. Omni, rest in peace. Dover, rest in peace. We could go on forever, but this is why we write. Graffiti is immortality. That's what we've been searching for. We've been searching to have a voice to go beyond our life existence, right? That's really the root of what we've been doing for all these years. Example, right? When one of our peoples pass away, we all feel it, even if we don't know them, because we see the world out of the same eyes. So that's what we've been doing without even knowing, chasing this life after death, and that's what graffiti is. So, amen to that.
Yo, salute you, my brother. I thank you, man. I thank you, bro, for real.